Welcome, punters, to another episode of Tipster. You've probably noticed, Mick Gannon is here, but some things are different, and that is, of course, we have a very different location here, Mick Gannon, don't we?
We certainly do. Up here on the Gold Coast, Johnny Diesel behind the camera, Luke left Luke at home, and that's all happening. Well, I'll tell you what, before you lose it.
Here we go for that. But look, what we should tell the punters is...
right?
Well, I'm fine now.
Right.
What we should tell the punters, we do have a beautiful ocean view behind us, but if we open these blinds up, you won't see us. Punters at home are probably saying, please do that. You'll do us a favour, but no, look, you'll have to deal with it.
So you're in a treat at the end.
Absolutely. So obviously the all-important last show of the calendar year, 2024, very important because we're going to give you a whole bunch of information. The usuals are in there. We've got the tipster of the month for November, Mick, media and the punter and the overall, I should say. A free tip segment, very different this one too. And of course, we're going to tell you who was the best performer in the Group 1s over the spring. So all interesting stuff, but even more important, I think, in the scheme of things, we're going to give you the tipster of the year snapshot, Mick. So we're going to be able to we're going to give an update on the leaderboard, tell punters what it looks like, what the top 5 looks like, probably even the top 10 actually. So punters will have a bit of an idea. So when we disclose and reveal all in January, they'll know who's getting pretty close. And of course, Mick, there is no other leaderboard to look at, really, is there? Because
this is the only leaderboard.
Why is that?
Well, I don't know, because we're the best.
Well, it's because we have every popular media expert in Australia, including yourself.
You can't ask me those questions after 4 X golds, mate.
No, that's right.
Let's keep it simple. You went to the Hunter. How was that? It was a pretty good little...
Hunter was good. And you went to the Gong?
Went to the Gong. Yeah, Gong was awesome. Provincial racing, full swing.
Go nuts. I mean, I don't know how the crowds were at the Gong because I wasn't there, but of course at the Hunter, when I was there was a line back further than the eye could see.
Yeah. He's an NFL player, isn't he?
What's that, mate?
Linebacker.
That's him. Yeah. And the great thing was the entertainment was smashing. They had the Screaming Jets, of course, and they went off. So punters, if you're not getting to those provincial tracks, do yourself a favour and get yourself there, especially some of their top meetings, because they certainly do go well.
We only had Mitch Beer. That was our entertainment.
There we go. Shout out there for Mitch.
What?
All right. So, hey, that's what's coming up. Punters, don't leave us. We're about to reveal all.
Tipster of the month for October, it says on here, Damo, but I'm thinking it's November. Would you believe we're off to a flying metho?
Mine says November.
Well, there you go. Mine says October, but it is November. I can't confirm that for you. It is currently December. And Metho Man on top. Last 30 days, $100 he's started with, turning that into $10,300. He's got an account like yours.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's the Monopoly money game. No, Gary Monahan, he's a school teacher actually, and plays a bit of soccer.
There's salts and footy about him, school teachers.
There we go. So knows his stuff. He's been on here before. He had a little break. Went AWOL as far as GTO is concerned, at least.
Yep.
But certainly he's just come back and does that. How about that?
Welcome back. Good way to come back. Garachio. Is that how you pronounce that? Garachio. Melbourne Cup Day. $89.60 winner. Believe it or not.
There we go.
It's frightful. Rock and Roll in second there, silver medal.
Yep. Look, this guy's thereabouts. He's been on the side. He's actually finished top 5 not so long ago as well. So certainly knows his stuff and is certainly producing. Here he is again. I mean, look at these average prices. We say it every week. Average prices, they do well. I mean, he's very much a value hunter, right? He's massive price there, Mick. So what do? You just follow him. Yeah, absolutely.
Search rock and roll. Dave Grohl sort of set up there, and away you go. Prosperity JM there in third. Hit the winner of the Melbourne Cup.
How can we get to it? Yeah, he tipped the winner of the Melbourne Cup. Thanks for stealing my thunder there, Mick. I appreciate that.
But he's also Victorian specialist.
Big specialist and does well. But yeah, Prosperity, I mean, it's all in the name, isn't it?
Might change my username.
There we go. You see that name and you think...
Lucky Mick.
What are you going to do? He's telling us what he's going to do and he's doing it.
In fourth there, Mogul. We could go.
Yeah, Mogul. Yeah. You give him $100.
Yeah.
At the start of the month. If I gave you $100, what have I got less?
I wouldn't give you any back.
That's right.
Regardless.
Mogul, he gives you $5,150.
What a man.
So you got to be happy with that. $5K. That wouldn't last 2 seconds up here with you.
Now this is an odd one. Celebration hero JD.
There we go.
That's not our man Johnny Diesel, is it?
Could be. Could be.
It could be. I think it is.
Like,
4 winning days in a row.
Yeah, focus on Sydney and Melbourne. And
Is he a place punter?
I don't know. I think Johnny Diesel is.
The Saturday tipster.
Johnny Diesel is.
Yeah, there you go. There's your tipster of the month.
Tipsters of the month. And I didn't see a media expert in there, Mick.
No, we're having a month off. In October.
We're having a month off.
Yeah.
You're on the media tipster committee, are you? Or something?
Yeah, okay. So have a month off. Well done, everyone. Hats off to you, thegreattipoff.com, and search any of your favourite tipsters for more. Tipster of the month media here, Damo. Craig White on top. Western Australian specialist. There's nothing unusual about seeing a Western Australian on top.
No, we say it all the time, don't we? The old
sand gropers.
It's hard to get them over there. It's hard to get them back, so they normally hang around, and so you've got a limited number of horses to think about. Craig White from racing.com, clearly knowing what to do. I mean, 53 tips, again, $12.22. Would that be your average price of winners, Mick? Or anything near that? No. Maybe the $2.22 or...
No, I'm more of a $3.40 operator.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Also, back London's Image on Cup Day, $62.70 if you don't mind.
Got to be happy with that.
Adam Olzanski in second there. One of the better race call tipster operators. Adam, he's been around for a long time. He's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, and he had 5 winning weeks in a row. So obviously doing some good stuff there before he came into November. And then that form just continued. And as a result, he's going well. And Country Vic Racing, Adam Olzanski. I think this is where this show has value, right? You're sitting there, you're bored crapless there over the Christmas period. It might even be visiting the Rels. You see Victoria Country Racing on, you remember this show, Adam Olzanski, you come to the site, put his name in, bingo.
Yeah, it's debatable if we had value, but at least we can at least hope. In third there, young lad's doing a very best, former jockey, Kayla Nisbet, now focusing on the southern New South Wales region there with Whitey, and she's doing a fantastic job.
Well, look, you're going to hear more
about Central.
Exactly, you're going to hear more from Kayla in this show because the Sky ladies have absolutely blitzed it in November. And if you're going to blitz it, that's the month where you want to blitz it.
At least someone did.
Kayla Nisbet from a 40% pot. I don't think people realise that's profit on to how good that is. Bank interest at the moment, Mick, 4%.
Don't have any money in the bank.
Kayla's 10 times that. 10 times that from 70 tips. She's closer to your average price, Mick, with a $4.27 average winning price.
Yep.
Doing well.
Love your work.
Yeah.
Brad Waters turning hundreds into thousands.
Yeah, he's going well. Brad's continuously, I would say, top 20 media experts. I've seen him in the top 20, and I say top 20 because I can't remember exactly where he positioned, but I would say at least in the last 3 months now. He certainly knows what he's doing. Remember, Brad tips sometimes for the newspapers, got to be in earlier, not easy, not like Mick Gannon who waits to find out,
I generally tip after the race.
How much wind is blowing in which direction at every point. Yeah.
I like to walk the track, I like to check wind conditions, get the feedback and then execute.
See how much each jockey had to drink or eat the night before. And,
venues they attended, all that kind of stuff. In 5th position, great pleasure to announce this young man, Josh Reed.
Josh Reed.
Joshy on the leaderboard.
I reckon,
flying.
Joshy, he's had a long history, hasn't he, with the great tipoff.com. Now with OzRace, the great guys at OzRace, I would imagine the story there, OzRace typically WA. Joshy, they've seen Joshy's performance outside of WA, and they said, let's get this guy on board. He comes on board, he's literally won everything. Yep. The next thing, he's going to go in the stall gift, I think, try and win that as well, because he's absolutely gone nuts.
Good on you, Josh.
So good on you, Josh. 142 tips. That's a lot.
It's one more than 141, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a lot for a 30-day period. 32% pop, $4.58 average price. Pretty good, Josh. Well done, mate. Keep it up.
Tips of the month, media, they're your top 5. If you didn't make it, lift your game. Until next year.
Okay, this is where punters, they dial in a lot of the time. Like, they might flick past all the rubbish we do.
They just scroll straight to 30 minutes.
Give me those free tips. Yeah. I want to know. Because, of course, we give the free tips for those that are winning.
Yep.
Not just any old person, just people winning. And so here we go, folks. Get ready. Get your pens ready.
Pencils,
Get your form
crayons.
guides ready because we're about to give you free tips from people who are shooting the lights out. So we're going to kick it off with, there are 3 ladies from Sky who have had a huge November. And we're going to start off with one we've already mentioned. She was on the top 5 media leaderboard for November. Kayla Nisbet, 40% profit on turnover. Let's get a best bet for the weekend.
Hi guys, races at Canberra tomorrow. My best bet comes up in race 6, number 2, a horse called Prophet's Pride. It's third up off a bit of a let-up this time around. It's 2 runs back. It's had no luck whatsoever. First up got held up for most of the straight, and then second up had a pretty torrid run from a wide draw in the Tucker box, which the form has been freaked with that winner coming out and winning again since. Tomorrow it gets in really well at the weights after Mariah Keating's claim, and barrier 3, I think you'll see it very hard to beat at about $13.
All right, just rounding out that Sky Racing crew. The female contingent who have shot the lights. I don't know what the blokes are doing there. Fair dinkum. I have no idea.
Can't say that, mate.
Okay. Belinda Smith has another huge November. 26% profit on turnover. $4.63 average price. Huge effort. And she's about to give you her best bet.
Hi guys, Belinda Smith here, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm a former jockey previously known as Belinda Hodder. Now around 18 months ago, a broken back saw the end of my riding career, but from there I got given an opportunity from Sky and I really enjoyed every last bit of it. If you're keen to follow along with my tips and my best bets, you can do so on Twitter or even just follow along on the Sky Racing website. Now, big weekend of racing coming up. I work Saturday at Newcastle and I also work Sunday at Armidale, and a couple of nice horses I'm keen to follow at the Armidale Cup meeting. The first comes out of race 4, number 3, Like a Model. Now, she was unlucky last start in the Gora Cup, but a benchmark 84 back to a benchmark 66 on Sunday with a beautiful draw. I think she looks very hard to beat. And the second horse I'm keen on is Knight's Inferno. He's 2 from 2 this preparation, going great guns, and I think he finds a really winnable race third up with Bullock on. So race 4, number 3, and race 8, number 2.
Last but certainly not least, Josh Reed. Josh Reed, we told you about him, top 5 for November for the media experts, and he's about to give you his best bet for Saturday.
G'day all. My name's Joshua Reed. I write for OzRace.com.au. That's where you can find my tips on race day morning. Obviously, it's on a bit of a delay because it's in Western Australia, or you can find it on race day morning on thegreattipoff.com.au. Best bet for the weekend. I don't really have a best bet just yet, but let's tackle the Northerly Stakes. I really like Super Smink. She's a mare in form. I thought her run last start was absolutely amazing. Her last 400-200 splits behind Port Lockroy was really good. And 1,800 metres should suit her down to the ground, especially with a better draw. It's the first time she's drawn decent. Other than her win this preparation, her previous 2 she didn't draw a gate. She didn't draw a gate last start either. So barrier 6, Chris Parnham, 1,800 metres. I love it. Good luck.
King of Spring, Damo. It's a long list of very well qualified tipsters here. And
Before you go in on it,
yeah.
I've got to make a little bit of a disclosure. We've called it the King of Spring, but only because there were guys who finished in the top 10. Okay. Otherwise, it'd be called something else. Just got to make that. We don't want to get cancelled. So I just thought I'd make that announcement.
It's a good point you make. Blake Johnson from the leg up. Absolutely dominating proceedings. 126% profit on turnover, if you don't mind.
Yeah, but remember how we did this. I just want to let you know. Yeah. So we took all the Group 1s over spring, and you had to have at least 3 wins. Believe it or not, someone I know really well was just outside the top 10.
Who was that?
Me.
Huh. You know,
I have no idea how. I had the worst spring of my life.
That's remarkable.
But obviously, I had 3 wins in Group 1s, and they just happened to be paying well. So they got me up there.
And
but
you still couldn't make leaderboards. So how good have they got on the leaderboard?
So they've gone very well. I mean, Blake Johnson, he would have returned you $2,200 if you gave him 100 at the start by just betting on Group 1 races.
Here's a man that, he's one of the best blokes you'll ever meet, Tim Hickman from BetSeeker.
Tell us about him.
Oh, he's a jet. He's a very astute punter. He's a good human being. And he's flying 71% profit on turnover. Yeah. Absolutely airborne.
Average price $7.72. I mean, you've got to be happy with that. He's not, he's not giving you odds on favourites. He's Yeah, going to be happy with that. So Tim's one to follow.
Another man that we love, Mark Hunter.
Mark Hunter. I mean,
Done it again.
look, we often say when we're promoting Mark's premium package.
You can promote my premium packages if you like.
Well, we do, but when we promote Mark's, we say the cream rises to the top this time of year. And here we go, third, Jet. He is a Jet Mark, and I tell you what, he's forgotten more than what most.
More about racing than what you know. Is
Know
that where you're going?
something like that.
Okay, that's good.
He goes well, and he's
Early
proven-
market movers managed to find their way in top. I'm a
There
bit
we
dubious
go.
now because Joshy Jenkins got to start in this leaderboard as to
There we go, Joshy
as to the
Jenkins.
qualifications of this. But the great man from SEM, former AFL superstar, makes the list. As does Brad Grace.
Brad Gray, he goes well.
Now he's on a bit of a junket. I know we're on a junket, so it's a bit pot calling kettle here. But he's over in Hong Kong with everyone else, which is just
that
quite
right?
unbelievable. So
That's going to
enjoy
be.
your time.
I think that's going to
That's
be. Yeah, it's going to be on the list for us next year. I think.
complete strip out. There's another 10 names down here of people that have absolutely smashed the lights out. Yours didn't appear, so I'm not sure what happened there.
No,
but,
I was outside the top 10.
Okay. all
Thank
right,
God you
beautiful.
wanted to see my dog.
You got a moral for us, seeing as you're flying in the spring?
No, I've got
What's
no moral.
Damo's moral?
No, I've got no moral.
No moral.
No moral. That's your segment. But here we go, folks. These are the ones who would have got your most cash if you would have followed him in the Group 1 races.
Yeah.
And of course, we can say it because every media expert, every tip, every day is recorded. And this is where you come to find out who's winning and maybe who's not.
Love it.
All right, there we go, punters. That wraps up another Tipster, another episode. And just before we let you go for Chrissy, we're going to, why don't we just roll into this, Mick, the Tipster of the Year snapshot. We told the punters we're going to give them an update. So just let you know.
27 days to go.
27 days to go, that is correct.
Is you sort of like set up with the advent calendar, you just go to get like a voucher? Or like what's the go from there? What do you get?
I don't know. What we do is if you want to see who's great, you come to thegreattipoff.com. You go 365 days on the 30th and you'll
Just
see
update it.
what it's like. If not, you just watch the Tipster show in January.
Simple as
Pretty
that.
easy stuff.
If you find that difficult,
But we're about to tell you who the top 10 are. There's a couple of names here. We won't go through them all, but you'll note there that Blake Johnson, not funny enough because he was king of the
I
spring.
thought you were going to sweat.
No, I never swear. He's number three. He's number 3 on the leaderboard. So there we go. Nearly 22% pot.
Flying.
Richard Robertson. Anything
Bear.
on that? Rich? That's the bear.
Bear.
Oh, there
They're the
we go.
builder, just a battling builder.
Yeah. No, it's
Dominating proceedings
builders
again.
Builders again. There's something going on at building sites.
Just winners
And
win.
Another name that pops out of the page there is Nick Noonan.
Yeah, Nico. doing
Nick
his best,
Noonan.
RSN.
Yeah, he won Tipster of the Month 1 month this year. I can't remember. I think it was May. And Sam Lyons is another one there. So we actually got a pretty good representation there from the media experts. We got 5.
Yep.
Not
So
bad.
big average prices there around the $6 mark. So
Yep.
that's
Yep.
very good. And Sammy's flying, given he's around $3, he's tipping plenty of winners.
There we go. So look, I'll tell you what, it'll be a turn up. We might have a media expert who hits Tipster of the Year. It is possible, although Harry TH looks like he might have a bit of a mortgage on it, I'd say, there with almost 36% pot.
we'll
Ken
see.
Blake get up there.
We'll
Top
see.
3 still massive. Actually, bit of a shout out for Rob Shots. He's pretty active there on Twitter.
Isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he goes nuts. And I'll tell you what, you'd be mad not to follow him on that effort. Nearly 24% pot.
What more can you do?
You don't dream of this stuff. They'd be banned from bookies, these blokes, for
Yeah.
sure, just like you, Mick.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
You're all
so
set.
with any further ado, we're going on the last mix moral of the year. Have no idea how they've gone this year. Any winners?
Probably all one, I'd say. We'll go to Rose Hill. We'll kick off race 4. We're going to Brazil.
Go to Brazil.
Spriggsy's on this for Beery. We've argued long and hard about whether they go to the 1800 or the 1500 metre race. I've got my way. We're going to the 1800 metres. We're going to ride him quiet. He's going to fall out the back and he's going to go
Here we go.
over the top, probably run second.
Ridden quiet, coming home. Is there speed in the race?
We'll find out on Saturday afternoon.
Right.
I can't give away any secrets, but
No.
I think around that $7 mark. We might get a bit more of a price as well. Looks like a really lovely bet.
There we go. That would be the best Christmas present for punters all year.
I'd like to go to Brazil as well. Maybe we can go there next year.
Maybe we can go there next year. Or maybe you can go there on this trip afterwards to Brazil. There we go. So let's wrap this up. Obviously, last episode of the year.
Yep.
And folks, next year's going to be bigger. We're going to have a new studio, a lot more content coming out. What are they going to do, Mick? What do they have to do?
Subscribe.
Hit the little subscribe bell down below there on the YouTube show, channel, box, whatever you're watching there.
Just tick notification bell.
There we go.
And away you go.
All right.
Hey, it's been fun.
It's been fun.
It's been a year.
Huge year.
Big shout out to Luke Hovanesian, who chipped in a couple of times and sat in the chair. That was good.
Yep.
Johnny Diesel, of course, for chiming in this afternoon. The tech department for their big help. And all of you for some reason spending your time watching this.
Sorry for the boring studio. We would like to open this up, but you wouldn't see our faces. But that
probably
could be
should.
anything.
Let them know. I reckon you should put it on, open it up and let them know what they got.
Yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's see if we can go.
What have we got? Oh, yeah.
Another highlight, the ocean in the background. See you folks. Have a great Chrissy. See you next year.